Hi guys, welcome back to my channel, What About Babe? If you are new here, welcome. If you are not new here and you are one of my 21 subscribers so far, or just people that have been watching but haven't subscribed yet, I hope you subscribe today. If you're new here, this is a channel where we just sit and chat. Even though it might seem one-sided, I'm hoping that you start chatting in the comment section. But you know, just act like we are sitting there hanging out on a Friday night or getting a cup of coffee, or just hanging out on our 30-minute lunch break. We just come up with different topics, some of them on the top of my head, other ones that people have requested. So if there's a topic that you want to talk about, it could be serious, funny, interesting, or something that you're just curious about, in my opinion. Just put in the comment section. Let me know your name, anything you want me to know about you. And yeah, let's get started. So today's episode is kind of like a dating do's and don'ts. Do's and don'ts. Kind of like how to. Now, am I an expert? Absolutely not. But I'm going to share my opinion. So why not? Everyone every day is sharing their opinion, so why not I share mine? People around me that I'm close to, I've heard stories about, oh, I'm trying to meet this kind of person, or this didn't work out, and is this right? You know, wanting my advice, and maybe it's just the best way to make a YouTube video without names. I'm not going to go into detail for certain people's stories, but kind of just giving an idea of what I would do in a certain situation. So I know that I've had friends or family members that, you know, have been trying to find the right one. And the right one, I feel like when people hear that, they put it on like this little pedestal and they feel like, oh, there's that one person I need to meet. And if they keep striking out and they keep finding the wrong person, the person that they're not meant to be with in that season of life, they're just like, oh, no, God forgot about me. There's no one out there. Well, there is. But it's up to you to be ready for them. And you have to be ready for yourself. There is one thing my husband and I used to always talk about. It's like you have to be happy with yourself before you can share it with someone else. And there were certain things that either him or I, or the both of us, had to fix in our own lives, repair damage from other relationships or from ourselves before we could open ourselves up to having a relationship or even just dating. The word dating, it's funny because if you ask a variety of people of all age groups, dating is going to be different. They're going to have a different definition. Isn't that weird? Dating, you know, would be like, oh, okay, I'm going on a date. But it's different. I remember growing up, be a Friday or a Saturday night, I was at my grandparents', and my papa would go fishing and stuff just to get out of the house, and I'd be hanging out with my grandma, and she would just give me advice about dating. And she would always say, don't settle. But she said, date around. And in my mind, I was like, what do you mean? Do you see so many people? And she meant to get to know people. And I don't think a majority of the people agree with me that dating is supposed to be getting to know someone. Not just, boom, we're in a relationship. No, dating means you make that connection. You talk. You get to know each other on the phone or text or whichever. And you hang out. You get together. Whether it's going for a walk or playing video games or going to dinner or grabbing coffee, catching a game. That's a date. A date is when you both make that decision, you make a plan, you meet up, and you share conversations about anything. I know when my husband and I first started dating, I want to say that we started dating before our first date, and I might be old school to think this. I guess you can call it courting, I guess, but we known each other ever since college, but we both went our separate ways. I had a crush on him way before he had a crush on me, I'm assuming. But we both, we stayed friends. We both had different relationships. But we got back in contact, and it was like as soon as like something happened where we're already talking through like Messenger and text, and it was just as soon as we had like this one part of the conversation that we're like, hey, I think we're both interested. And we had thought of, hey, we should get together, we should catch up. And it was first just going to be friends, getting together, talk about old times, see what each other has been up to. But during that week leading up to it until the night before, we were just asking so many different questions. Like, hey, what do you think about this? What is like your perfect date? Where do you see yourself in this many years? What is like your dream career? Just different stuff just to kind of go in depth. And like, it would be as funny as, okay, would you choose Skittles or Snickers? Just anything. And we'd just be up all hours of the evening just talking about random stuff. But then it just also makes you think, is that the person that you're meant to be with if you can just talk about anything? You could be up at 1 o'clock in the morning laughing because you both disagree on bread and butter pickles. I'm sorry, bread and butter pickles and sweet pickles. Ew. No. My apologies if you disagree with me. You can put it in the comment section and I will be okay. I got thick skin. It's all right. But that was like, turning points for us. That's when we knew, hey, we are really talking. Like, we are really having these conversations, and we're going to hang out on Saturday. What are we going to talk about? And I remember, telling my coworkers and my friends, I'm like, I don't know what's going on. And they're like, I think it's a date. I'm like, no, it's not. He doesn't like me like that. No. We're just friends. And then I sent him a text. I'm like, hey, is this a date? It's like, well, I thought it wasn't, but I'm kind of feeling like it is. So make a plan. If you are someone that's single and are trying to meet the person, that first date, you might not know if that's that person. It might take 5 or 6. It might take you so many dates with different people. It is okay to go on dates. Dating is different than a relationship, in my opinion. You can disagree. Dating is getting to know the person before you get into the relationship. Now, there's a difference. When you're in a relationship, you keep dating that person because you're getting to know them. You're just in a different category, a different season of that relationship, right? When you get engaged, if you do get engaged, not saying anyone has to get married. There are very happy couples, stuttering already, happy couples that never get married and they live long-lasting lives together. Do you, boo? Okay, do you? But it also goes on to marriage, or your spouse that you've been with, or partner you've been with for so many years. Continue dating them, continuing to get to know them, because we all change throughout our lives, throughout experiences that we all go through individually and as couples. But let's go back to dating. You find someone. How do you find someone? I don't know how many times I've been asked by people, where do I find them? Well, you look in the place of where you would want someone. Okay. So if you're just going out to bar, getting drinks, you're probably going to meet someone, not saying all the time, not going to stay 100% of the time. You're probably going to meet someone that just wants to do that all the time, or a good majority, going out. And you can't be mad if later down the road they're still wanting to go out and you're wanting to be Mr. or Mrs. Homebody. Because you're going to hear that phrase, well, I was doing that when you met me and you loved me then, or you liked me then. I know my husband used to give comments where it's like, okay, she is that church girl. Now I'm going to think of that song, Church Girl on Sunday, a cuss word on Monday. But, he knew that back in the day I would go to a college church service with him or meet up with him back then. So he knew my faith was important to me. So we knew we had that comparison, but he also knew, like, hey, I like the nightlife. Now that we're in like our 30s, I have to say, well, I don't even know if it's just the 30s, but just because, we work so much, we're homebodies, don't get me wrong. I really like going out dancing. Am I good out of it? Probably not. But, getting drinks with friends or, just going out, I love it. But there's something about just cozying up on the couch and just watching TV after a long week. But who are you wanting to meet? What kind of person? No matter gender, where do you want to meet them? Where do you want to spend some time with if they ask, hey, let's go do this. Why haven't we done this in a long time? That's where you go to meet them. I just popped my toe. That was probably loud. But you figure out that. Where do you want to go? Also, if you're not finding the right person in the place that you're in, are you in the right place? Maybe you should look someplace else. Also, what are you looking for? It's funny. If you write down all the things that you know you want in somebody, then write down all the things that would be a trigger not to want to be with them, you would be kind of interested in it. I know it changes, but I also know opposites attract. That happens so many times. But then you also start to realize that you morph into each other. You're going to start to see that, hey, you start seeming like you look like each other. You act the same way. You have the same triggers. But just, make a mental note. Even write it in a notebook or on a piece of paper just to kind of keep in your mind what's important for me to have. Do I want them to enjoy this? Do I want them to have a goal? Or do they believe in something that you believe in? Or like certain things or don't like certain things? Kind of have that mental note because you want to have that game plan. And when you find them, what do you say? To be honest, if that person is into you, they will make that happen. I don't know how many times I've quoted the Hitch movie, or my husband has in the beginning. If they want you, they will make it happen. You don't have to, well, I don't know. How do we want to say this? If it's the right time and the right person, they will be able to notice that you're both interested. Now, my number one thing, and this is probably going to make you laugh, but it's true. Don't be afraid to make a fool out of yourself. Because when it's the right person, that's going to be the number one thing they remember about you. until all their hair is gray. And they are sitting on that front porch just thinking, wow, they liked me. That person made sure I knew I was their one. You know, so we're always scared, and it's human nature. I know I am, and I have been. But we get so stuck in a rut that we're like, they will make it happen. No, make it happen for yourself. If you're in this rut, get out of the rut. Find a way to put yourself out there. But put yourself in a way that makes you feel comfortable. Don't change yourself just to attract someone, because it's not going to be the people that you actually want. Don't lose weight. Don't dress differently. Just be yourself, because that's who they're going to want to see. Because that next morning, after your first night together, or your wedding night, if you waited or whatever, they're going to look and they're going to be like, so, which person are you? Person in all the get up? Person with all the talk? Are you just the everyday Joe? Or everyday Joan? I don't know. Just like everybody else. People make it so complicated, and it really isn't. You just have to look past all the social media and the hype and all these guidelines that people have made it to be, all these books that are out there, and just be yourself. Now, the only thing I can say past this, and I don't know if people that are going through with this will see it, but if you ended a relationship and you're about to start another one, don't. Take time for yourself to heal. Take time for yourself to recalculate, if that makes sense, what you're looking for, what's important to you, and how to heal before you move on to someone else. Start dating. Don't jump into a relationship, because that's different. That's a different season. Dating. That is getting to know, that's talking, that's having conversations, asking questions, hanging out. That is not a relationship. But that's just my opinion. I probably rambled. There's probably more that I can say. But if you add in the comment section, I promise I will reply. If we want to have a part 2, where, you know, we discuss different viewers' comments and kind of just keep bridging through. Don't think this therapy, but it sure has been therapy for me. Just getting to chat with you guys. But thank you for watching. Feel free to add in the comment section anything you would like. Please be kind. Reply on each other's comments. I don't mind. But make sure that you like and subscribe my channel and this video. Share it. Share it all over the place. I know I've been, sharing my channel on my TikTok, trying to get more viewers this way. But just to build a community of people that just, want to chat, want to get to know each other, and we all need a community of people to vent or just chill. But thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.